Madam Speaker, I rise to support and to give my input into the 8th Presidential State of the Nation address, as well as speak to some of the papers that the President has also given us, which is basically the 8th annual report on the measures taken and progress achieved in the realization of the national values and principles of governance, the 8th annual report on the progress made in fulfilling the international obligations of the Republic of Kenya, the annual report to the Parliament on the state of national security, and the business climate reforms milestone report for the year 2020-2021. Madam Speaker, allow me to congratulate His Excellency the President, first of all, for upholding his constitutional obligations under Article 132(1)(c) and 247 of the Constitution of Kenya, and for, without fail, addressing the nation on measures he has taken on the national state of our nation every year since 2014, when he came when he was elected President of this country. Madam Speaker, this is a president that's accountable to his people, a president that has shown the humility and the support he has provided. When a report is looked at, when listening to his speech yesterday and just reading some of these reports, I'm in awe of how much was actually done. Sometimes it's very easy to focus on what hasn't happened. It's very easy to look at the glass as half full as opposed to half empty. But that having been said, the chronology of events, the list of things that have been done, the progress that has been done, the infrastructural and other frameworks that have been put in place are definitely something for this country to celebrate and to congratulate His Excellency the President. Rome was not built in a day, Madam Speaker. The foundation stone must be laid. And if there's one president that has laid the foundation stone for the takeover of this country, no matter how we want to view his performance, he has done well by those measures. So I'd like to congratulate him. But I also need to look at a bit of the analysis of some of the things that he has shared with us, Madam Speaker, from my own back of envelope analysis of reading these reports, as well as just looking at some of the key measures he has outlined for us. I'd like to, first of all, acknowledge that he has laid a proper contextual framework in the sense that he has talked to us about the need for our nationhood, the need for focusing on the economy, and the need for focusing on the social structure of our country, Madam Speaker, because without the social structure that gives the dignity and the belonging to the country, then even the economic of things cannot really come into play. Without the nationhood, again, other things seem a bit higher hierarchy than the basics. With that in mind, I would like to then say that I congratulate the President for these things, but there are areas in which we could have done better, and areas in which I feel perhaps a little bit more delineation and breakdown would done as well, because there are very many disparities in this country, depending on geography, depending on demographic, depending on gender, and these kinds of things that we needed to see of the good things that has happened in this country in the last 8 years. How much of that benefit has gone to the women of this country? Of the good things that has happened in this country, how much of that has gone to the youth of this country? Of the good things that have happened and all these great stimulus packages, how much has gone to Northern Kenya? How much has gone to the formerly marginalized? I know these days we are being asked not to talk about marginalization, but people do not come from marginalization of 100 years in 8 or 5 years. There's still a lot of disparities regionally, demographically, or gender-wise, or even PWDs. So again, maybe in future, as this House, what we perhaps need to demand or to ask our presidents is to go beyond global figures of the country and to to break it down demographically, by gender, by disability, and by regions, so that then we know that we're not leaving anybody behind. But that having been said, I would like to say that the areas of focus that the President has highlighted, he started off by telling us that the State of the Nation address of His Excellency focused on economic development. What a great sector, because without the economic development, we would not know what the economic well-being of our country is. He focused on the social structure, as I mentioned, which then was supposed to restore the dignity of our people and give us a sense of belonging, as well as a nationhood. But of note, and one that I would like to congratulate His Excellency and his administration on, is the cross-cutting issue of the COVID-19 and other emerging disruptions. Madam Speaker, our country is, shall I say, not least developed, but again, is a developing country. But for a developing country, the way our country has handled COVID-19 is commendable. And as the President said, there was leadership that was shown. There was, of course, things to be balanced between the economic of things and the health side of things, but the way the choices were made and the way the leadership was provided and the actions thereof point to great leadership on behalf of His Excellency and his administration, and on behalf of the Ministry of Health and Senator Kagwe, who really went out of their way to make sure that there's a balance between the economy as well as the support and the health, on the health side of things. So I really congratulate our country, and I think this is something we should be proud of, because from the support that was provided to SMEs, to the health sector, to the counties, I think, and the same way, the amounts provided to get health workers, I think this was very good. I know we were all not happy with lockdowns, but again, that was much needed lockdown that helped to balance for us so that our health sector and our health systems do not collapse under the sheer volume and gravity of COVID-19. Madam Speaker, one thing I have a concern about, though, is the stimulus packages that were given. While very commendable, the stimulus packages focused on core sectors, but then what was the definition of core sectors, Madam Speaker? Yes, of course, agriculture is core sector, but within that agriculture, was livestock forgotten? And this is some of the things that we legislators from Northern Kenya are concerned about and hope to see going forward, or even administratively, the agriculture sector include pastoralists, and what was given as support and to the livestock sector, especially the livestock sector, that the nomadic lifestyle and the pastoralist sector. Madam Speaker, we were in the second stimulus package. Again, I commend the President for focusing on agriculture, on education, on SMEs, on universal health care, on tourism. Again, there is SME support injection of 5 billion, seed capital to SME credit guarantee schemes. We would like our country and our President to be looking at livestock schemes as well. Did we get any support for livestock sector? Was there any livestock scheme that was given? I don't think that was the case, but if there was, we want to make sure that livestock rearing is mainstreamed. I know we're told about the bread basket. We are the bread basket too when it comes to the protein that the livestock provides. Man cannot live on bread alone. So please, we would like to say, as legislators from Northern Kenya, we want to see a livestock scheme. We want to see livestock guarantees as well as going forward, and even right now. The injection of 6.5 billion shillings into education sector, very much welcome, because an uneducated country is a doomed country. So we really hope that we continue to inject much needed resources, especially as we transition from the 844 system into the KBC system. Madam Speaker, 10,000 teachers were employed. The place with the worst ratio of student to teachers is Northern Kenya. You know the insecurity there, and therefore a lot of teachers had actually taken off. We would like to see if we could see the breakdown of the 10,000 teachers. What percentage of teachers were for Northern Kenya, which was the most needed, which had the biggest gap. Those are the kinds of questions that were coming to my mind as I listened to the very fantastic speech of our president, and with much congratulations and thankfulness. But we would like to see, of these things, the global statistics for the country do not give the picture of what has been done for different demographics, as I said earlier, for different locations and different regions. Madam Speaker, we welcome the UHC support for locally made beds. We welcome the 3 billion farm inputs. Also, we would like some livestock inputs as well, so that then we can say nobody was left behind and no food source, including the protein source that the meat suppliers of this country are providing, is not left behind. Madam Speaker, I know the small-scale farmers and flour farmers were also given in the second package 2.5 billion to assist flour farmers to access international markets. Again, we need markets for our livestock. We need support in that area as well. Madam Speaker, I do not wish to go over too many of these things, but definitely we do have a lot of good, which we must celebrate. In terms of our international obligations, Madam Speaker, we've just come back, those that have had the opportunity to go to COP26, discussions on climate change. Our country is at the forefront, and I congratulate the increase, even though nominal, of the forest cover, but we need to do more as this country. We also need to ratify a lot of these international obligations, because there are certain ones that we are lagging behind, which we are going to bring to the attention of this House. Madam Speaker, in terms of the blue economy, the Lamu Port, the dual carriage infrastructure, these are fantastic imperatives. These are fantastic groundwork for us to take off, and therefore we support the president and hope that these things are going to be great legacy for him, so that with the next president that comes, which is going to be for us the Honorable Gideon Moi, we will make sure that we build on this, because this country loves peace, this country loves prosperity, this country will ensure that we build on the gains that we've made so far. I would like to also, as a proponent of Kazi Mtahani, congratulate the President for listening to us, for the input that we gave him, even from the Kazi Mtahani kids in Isiolo, who have worked so hard to make the county very hygienic and very beautiful in the last few years, and making sure that we have access to the bridges and to the water sources as well. Madam Speaker, I would like to congratulate the President, especially on the national ethos and the national values and the report thereof. I don't wish to speak so much to that because I haven't read the report, but I know that he espouses those values. I know that he has walked those values, and I know that having come from where he has come, he has also made sure that the national values that we espouse, the democratic rights of this country, and this is one president, even just looking at, as I congratulate Senator Mwaura for coming back here, our president respects the rule of law. Our president respects the separation of powers between the different arms of government. And this is why when the court speaks, our president obliges. I thank you, and I support and I congratulate our president and the people of Kenya for being so resilient in the face of a lot of uncertainties and a lot of hardships brought on by COVID-19. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mwinyi Haji Mohamed Faki.